Hello, my name is Brenda Heyward. The information you may view may need to be asked of a specialist. I am not an attorney, real estate agent, or tax accountant. This video will highlight some of the paperwork needed when you decide to sell your home. This video is called Part 3 of 3, What Documents Are Needed to Sell Your House. Offers only. This video will highlight additional information to your questions on what other information can be helpful when the offers start coming in on your home and add it to your need to know list. Viewers, I hope you brought your notebook and pencil. Sellers, have you reviewed your purchase offer and counteroffer forms with the real estate agent? Seller, the purchase offer form is the first step, and it lets you know someone has thought about your home and has considered putting in an offer to buy. The purchase offer document is a form used as the first step from the buyer to let you know you may be moving soon. The purchase offer form is used as an agreement between the buyer and the seller that may come with the amendments once the transaction moves forward towards the completion of the sale. The purchase offer in-depth details that deal with the identification and specifications of the property, as well as the suggested price offer from the buyer to the seller of the house. The review helps to make it aware of the steps and the requirements for the seller and the buyer to assist in the completion and transfer of the property. Sellers, have you reviewed the final purchase and sale agreement? Reviewing the final purchase and sale agreement contains information from the buyers to the sellers. Once completed, the added information will contain the asking price for the house, the terms of the purchase, the earnest money amount, the closing date, and any contingencies. The purchase contract must be agreed upon between the buyer and the seller before they can move forward with the sale of the property. Sellers, have your real estate agent explain to you what contingency means in the real estate? A real estate contingency is a clause that needs to be met before the real estate deal can close. A contingency removal is a document that shows contingencies and have been satisfied and removed from the contract in writing. For example, if the seller offers a certain price and the buyer said the price fine, however, it has contingency upon providing home inspection comes back clean. Sellers, have a home inspection contingency report been explained to you as a seller? A home inspection report is a contingency that the buyers put in the contract, which gives them a chance to arrange for an inspector to come through your home and evaluate the house before the sale closes. A typical home inspection may take a few hours for the regular size home. However, then the report will take up to 3 or 4 days to complete. The home inspector goes through the interior and exterior of the home. While doing this, they are keeping a record of the broken, defective, or hazardous items within the house and within the surrounding area of the house. The inspector drafts a home inspector report that could end up being at least 30 or more pages in length and pictures. The document details the current state of the home structure, the electrical system, plumbing, heating, fireplaces, and other areas found. A separate inspection should be done on a pool and pest inspection of your home and should be included in the paperwork done by the buyer if the home requires them. Sellers, have you been told that the buyer has to get an appraisal report done to complete their loan option? As you saw when you reviewed the offer on the home, the buyer is financing their loan to purchase your property and will require an appraisal to determine the home's fair market value. After the appraisal is completed, it will be returned in less than a week. Since you are the seller, you will not receive a copy because it is not to your benefit. It is for the buyer. However, you can request a copy and it may take up to 30 days. However, if the appraisal comes back under the offer amount, your real estate agent will let you know the details right away. The report can range from a total of 10 to higher depending on the comparable properties with photos and details of the properties found. The paperwork will also show the appraisal value, how the appraiser determines the property value, and what factors the appraiser took into consideration to support their findings. Sellers, have the title company contacted you to set a date for closing? The title company may contact you to provide your most recent property tax receipts to calculate any and all outstanding property taxes owed on your house so that the buyers can get an estimate of the cost of the taxes for your new property at closing. Just a heads up to whether the buyers have to pay property taxes at the time of the home transfer depends on the time of the year and your municipality real estate tax schedule. In cities and towns, they collect taxes for upcoming years. If the sale of the home is paid, your taxes will get a refund. In some states, however, homeowners may pay property taxes in arrears, which means you are paying taxes for the time period used up to the billing cycle. This could mean they are seeking unpaid taxes and you will be responsible for paying them at the time of closing at the table. However, you will not be responsible for the day of closing. The closing cost is then transferred to the buyers. Sellers, have you heard what the seller's estimate closing statement is and when you're going to receive the estimate? This statement will show you how much money you will receive after accounting for the closing costs, taxes, and other transaction fees on your home. The closing agent or title agent will generate the closing statement. Sellers, have you been told what paperwork you need to bring to the closing table? Remember, the deed, it is not to be confused with the title. The deed is a physical legal document that officially transfers ownership to the house from the seller to the buyer. The deed includes identification of both parties as well as a thorough description of the property that is being sold. Please bring your government-issued ID or passport. These documents will be copied as part of the file at signing. Sellers, have you remembered to think about your 1099 tax form? Remember, if you will be filing your taxes as a single, your capital gains tax exclusion is up to $250,000 of your net profit on the sale of your home, or up to $500,000 if you file it jointly, so long as the criteria is met. Sellers, at this point, you will be jumping up and down at the completion and the signing of closing paperwork. Remember to find an experienced real estate agent or, depending on the state, a trusted real estate attorney who can help you throughout the process. Please let me know if you like this video by clicking a thumbs up or by leaving comments below. Also, if you have time, check out some of my other videos that may answer a few other questions you may have. My name is Brenda Heyward, and thanks for the time.